China is entering the space tourism business with launches set for 2024. I mean, I guess if you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah, exactly. Right. We've talked a lot about Bezos and Branson and Musk and all of these different missions happening. Not surprised that China, which has a very big space program going on, a lot of people do not realize that China last year and I think this year is on track to have the most rocket launches as a country. So definitely beating the US and Russia, not something you really appreciate. So, not surprising, they want to enter the private space game. And as you saw the capsule just briefly right there, it has kind of this Blue Origin cross SpaceX look. Now, through US rules, China is not allowed to participate in US space programs. Now, that doesn't prevent private companies from allowing Chinese citizens or China to participate. But given a lot of these US companies get contracts from NASA, there's kind of a heavy burden there for them not to participate. And clearly, we know China has a large population willing to spend money at times. So, not surprising, as you said, that they will join the space game. And if they aim for 2024 launch, as we've seen in the past year, that goal can definitely be achieved by companies to send their tourists up.
Absolutely. And it's interesting because, as you said, it's like they've drawn inspiration from Blue Origin and SpaceX. They've taken basically their capsule from another.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I think this is going to be something that we start to see. We focus a lot on these three companies now, but now that this industry exists and people know, all right, well, this model works or this design works, much like airplanes and airliners and car manufacturers, you can use designs, do improvements, and use it for what you need to do. And I think we're going to see a lot of that in the future with China entering that game. I wouldn't be surprised if other countries enter the private space race game, or even we get more US or maybe even Australian companies that do this. So I think this is not the end, but definitely the beginning of this who can send the most tourists up into space.
Well, there's a whole world ready to be explored, that's
Right.
for sure. Now, Brad, Pluto's atmosphere is starting to disappear. Why?
Yeah, so this has been quite of an interesting thing. When New Horizons went past Pluto back in 2015, it really showed that Pluto had quite a thick atmosphere for being as far away as it is. Now, it was icy, but it had fog. But it does appear based on the dynamics of the planet, so how much mass, how much gravity, and the fact that these cold temperatures that Pluto has, obviously it's so far away from the sun, that its ability to hold on to its atmosphere isn't necessarily as strong as, say, some of the more inner planets. So it appears that even though this was a surprise that Pluto had an atmosphere, the fact that it is so far out and it is a dwarf planet, not that it has anything to do with its size, but it's just smaller, meaning there's less gravity to hold on to that atmosphere, meaning that over time, it's losing its atmosphere. So whether it will completely disappear or not, we do not know. Whether Pluto had a thicker atmosphere in the past, if it has a thinner atmosphere now, maybe it had more in the past. We do not know. So Pluto keeps having the surprises every time we study it.
Yeah, fascinating.